Since 7 o'clock last night in State College, Pennsylvania, we have had upwards of 3 inches of rain, and there is no sign of it ending anytime soon. So as a result, this afternoon's Iowa-Penn State game will largely be a running game. Cedric Shaw and Tavian Banks for Iowa, and the 225-pound sophomore from Penn State, Curtis Ennis. These runners will be at a premium today. Even though we had 3 inches of rain since 7 o'clock last night, the field remained covered until about an hour and a half ago. Give you some idea of how much rain was being removed from the field on top of that tarp. It's 48 degrees and a wind of about 20 miles an hour. It's a miserable day. How is this going to impact on both of these teams, Rod?
Well, so far, Charlie, the footing looks pretty good, and I think that the pass rush will be affected by both teams because it's tough to get good tracking when the rain is like this. Quarterbacks ought to be able to throw the ball until it gets really wet and soggy and heavy.
All things being equal, for 90 minutes of a torrential downpour, the field is in pretty good shape. Iowa won the toss, and a growing sign of things in college football, they deferred, so they're going to let Penn State receive. Chafee Fields and Kenny Watson are standing deep. And we are underway. Brian Hurley's kick. Kenny Watson to about the 26-yard line is Wally Richardson. The running back, Curtis Ennis, 225-pound sophomore. He is the Nittany Lions leading rusher and receiver. Joe Juravicius back after missing last week, benched by Joe Paterno for missing classes. And up front, keep your eye on Joe Blick, 6'6", 336-pound true freshman. And this is the first play from scrimmage out of the eye. Ennis is the tailback. We're going to see a lot of him today. And he picks up about 7 on their defensive end, number 9, Bill Ennis-Enge, 6'5", 245-pounder. He's a senior, one of Iowa's captains, 5 sacks on the season. Last week's Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week was Matt Hughes with 12 tackles, 2 sacks, a pick, a forced fumble. And at the corner, Tom Knight has 3 interceptions this season, including 1 last week. On second down, Richardson's on Paterno line. Third down, about 3. And it's going to be a first down for Aaron Harris, and then some. Aaron Harris down to the 20 yards to make the tackle and could not. Then Harris broke it big for 47. But that time, Curtis Enge can't be the best free safety in the country. It is second and a dozen. Let's see if Robinson throws the ball. Now they're going to keep it on the ground. Nice spin move by Enos. To the 12. Enos and Harris in the I formation. First pass. It is complete to Enos, and he will score. A 13-yard touchdown pass. It is the first touchdown pass from Wally Richardson in the past 4 games. Lately, Brett Conway with his 112th consecutive to Curtis Enos. 6 plays, 74 yards in 2 minutes and 36 seconds. And the kickoff from Conway is out of bounds. Of their own 35 after Conway's kick went out of bounds. Tavian Banks circles left end, first down to about the offense. Cedric Shaw's got ribs that are banged up, ankles that are bruised, and a thumb that's broken, and that's why you just saw Tavian Banks. But the wide receiver is somebody I know you're going to like, Tim Dwight. He's only 5'9". He returns kicks, punts, and he's also the Hawkeyes' leading receiver. And up front, Ross Verba is the offensive team captain. He's by far their best offensive lineman, and they like to run left, as you saw that on the first play from scrimmage. A pickup of 12, first and 10, Iowa at their own 48-yard line. That's Sherman, and Banks is open into Penn State territory to the early. Sherman is calling an audible. That's Banks on the delay. Short of the first down by front. Brandon Noble is a name I think we're going to talk about a lot today. He's tied for the team lead with 4 sacks. Outside linebacker is Andre Collins. He also has 4 sacks. He is one of 19 kids, and he is the 5th Collins child to play football at Penn State. The left corner is Brian Miller. He leads the Lions with 3 INTs. So it's 3rd down and 2 for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Full house backfield. Banks is tailback. Handoff to Aaron Granquist. He for the Hawkeyes at the Nittany line, 42. Sherman, a little one-step drop, and it's in and out of the hands of Demo Odoms. Michael Berger in the backfield with Tavian Banks, and that is Dwight in motion. And here's Banks. Gets out of bounds at the 39. Here's Sherman. 6-step drop. Incomplete. It was intended.
Let him run underneath it.
Nick Gallery on to punt it away. Oh, that's a high fly ball to straightaway center field, and it is bouncing into the end zone. So Penn, Enos the tailback. The rain continues to fall. Richardson's pass is complete, and Jason Slode are in the I formation. Slode is the up back. Enos the tailback. Enos steps over one blocker and picks up about 6 on the. They've gotten the job done so far today. Barry Tilch at center is the most experienced on that offensive front. 2nd and 4 at the 36. Enos brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Hits. 3rd down and 6 at the 34. Penn State is 2 for 2 in 3rd down situations so far today. Richardson's going to throw. Incomplete. So pretty good kick, isn't it? Sending Dwight back to the 18. And Dwight has some room. He is going, gone.
Hello.
The last thing in the world we expected when we got up this morning and saw snowflakes and then driving rain and wind was a high-scoring, wide-open football game.
Yeah, but what we did expect was Tim Dwight to do something outstanding. Everybody you talk to says that this guy is a great player. Every coach wants to have him on his team. The Penn State coaches were talking about him, raving about him, and you just saw why.
Tim Dwight grew up in Iowa City, never left town, and nearly and dearly a hometown favorite. We are tied at 7. This is a big game for both teams. All implications, even though it's relatively early in the Big Ten season. This is Kenny Watson. It's Watson's turn. And Watson gets it.
Tighten it up down there.
1st and 10 at the 31. Richardson's going to throw long, sideline. Green Bay these days. A couple first-round draft picks on that front line for Penn State are a long gone. Here's Enos. And with the spin move, he gets into Iowa territory. 2nd and 5 at the Iowa 49. Aaron Harris joins Enos in the backfield. This is Enos. Brought down at the 41 by Damian Robbins.
For a first down.
At the 41. Richardson throwing, sideline incomplete. In time head coaching in college football. 2nd and 10 at the 41. Enos, the former athletic director at Iowa, Bump Elliott. Enos is flanked out to the left side. Richardson looking right. Ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage by Jared. He was out with a sprained ankle. And how he sprained the ankle just drove Joe Paterno crazy. A little pooch kick. That will be, and he has been very solid here in the first quarter. Sherman throwing long. Demo, Joe Paterno. And both men say they love coaching more now than they did 5, 10, 15 years ago. Sherman throwing long over the middle, incomplete. Intended at their own 14-yard line. A couple of potential big plays ruined by drops. And Sherman is calling an automatic. Sherman takes up. Nick Gallery's going to punt it away. It's a low kick. Fielded by Campbell. He's got some room. And finally run out of bounds. And we've had 3 inches of rain. 1st and 10, Penn State at the 48. Enos. You're not going to tackle him around the shoulder pads. Now the tailback. And Richardson scrambles and gains maybe.
Yourself.
It's the only one who'll go out with me. 2nd and 10 at the 39. That is Enos to the 23 and a first down at the 24. Everly trips and falls as he was looking ahead, and he saw nothing but pay dirt in front.
A couple of weeks ago.
1st and 10 at the 18. I played it.
Stop the running game.
Elliott was a Phi Beta Kappa when he went to school at Iowa. The pass is incomplete. Intended for the tight end. Is windy. 10-7 Penn State. Iowa City last year. And now the Hawkeyes receive the kick. And here is the aforementioned Tim Dwight. He's not afraid, is he?
That's
Ryan Sherman, 1st and 10 at the 20. That's Dwight in motion. And here's Banks. Banks picks up about 5. Kim Herring, the free 6. Banks 4 carries, 23 yards. Tavian Banks again. Across the 35 to the 30. Dwight flanked to the top of the screen. Demo Odoms to the bottom. 1st and 10. Pitch out. Tavian Banks just gets a couple. At the 39. Banks and Berger are split. Tavian Banks across the 45-yard line, about a yard and a half. Well, you're under a roof. On 3rd and short, Michael Berger. Banks and Michael Berger in the backfield. Berger, the 230-pound lead back. Yard line. Gallery is the leading punter in the Big Ten. He's got a big foot. And he knocks it out of bounds. Right
into the end zone.
Enos and slowed in the I formation. 1st and 10 at the 21. And there's also leading by 3 early 2nd quarter. Richardson throwing. Oh. Every once in a while, David gets a shot at Goliath. Enos to the 30. The drizzle a few moments ago has become a very heavy rain again. Aaron Harris. 1st and 10, Penn State at the 33. Richardson dumps it and he completes it. 1st down. Out the hard way, didn't he?
Yeah.
1st and 10, Penn State at the 43. Richardson with a lot of time, and it's dropped by 3. Harris and Enos are split. Stasi is the man in motion. Enos tackled from behind by
great high school running back, ran for over 4,700 yards.
There is a fumble, and I think Iowa has it.
Charlie, and its effect on the ball game and the slippery ball. Look what happens here. Richardson never gets the ball up to him.
And Matt Hughes, who was the Big Ten defensive bull. 1st and 10. Iowa with the ball at the Nittany line, 45. That didn't fool anybody. Michael Sherman calling an automatic. Sherman is in a world of trouble. Unloads it, incomplete. It is a hold. Banks in motion. Throwing long for Tim Dwight. He's got it. He's on his feet. Down at the and Aaron Grandquist in front of him in the backfield. 1st and goal at the 4. Well, Michael Berger gets Tavian Banks will score, and Iowa takes the lead.
Ross Verba and Matt Rischel on the left side of that line did a great job. Tavian Banks went into the end zone almost untouched. There you see the double block down by Verba and Rischel, opening a huge hole for Banks to get into the end zone. It's been a while since I've seen a Penn State defensive line manhandled down around the goal line like that.
And here is Zach Brummert for the extra point. It is 14-10 Iowa. Mr. Dwight. Iowa was able to run it home. They lead 14-10. Penn State gets it out to 65-yard reception. Tim Dwight set up the TD. Curtis Enos at 11 at the 28. Enos is the flanker. Harris the single setback. That's Enos in motion up there. And there's Harris. Harris is brought down at the 28. Worked all that well for Penn State this year. 3rd and 9. And that is why they out-punted away. And Iowa has momentum and the lead on its side. A low punt. Fielded by Tim Dwight. Flag on the play. Flags all over the field. Newman. 5,000 or more are here at Beaver Stadium, watching Iowa lead by 4. Tavian Banks picks up maybe a yard here in the first half. 2nd and 8 Iowa at their own 47. Sherman throwing sideline. Was that caught? No. Out of bounds. It's 47. That's Banks in motion. Sherman is buried alive. Back at the 36-yard line. Campbell. And his 25 cuts at the 30. And is able to get out to the 30. Curtis Enos. To the 39. Down passes this year. Here's Richardson with time, sideline, complete. Good thing he's got Enos in the backfield with him. That time the handoff is to Aaron Harris, and he's still on his feet. And he's going to break it. Whenever Aaron Harris touches the ball, big things happen.
But the officials are talking about it right now.
Not even a... Now the extra point for Conway. 113 extra points in a row for Brett Conway.
Back to him, and he continues on his way.
Tim Dwight. Is college PA. Sherman of time. Now he's in trouble. Unloads it, and he completes it. The ball is fumbled. Penn State recovers. Brandon Noble, number 93.
Well, this is an occasion when the wet field helped Penn State. The ball died on the sideline and didn't roll out when it probably ordinarily would have. Sherman was under a lot of pressure that time. He's going to try to make something happen and does a tremendous job of getting this pass off when Nelson comes in. And Odoms makes the grab, but he's going to lose it at the end. But the ball is going to stay in bounds. It's not going to go out. Watch what happens here. The wet turf doesn't allow the ball to run too fast, and Noble recovers it.
Now, can Penn State capitalize? 1st and 10 at the 28. Richardson throwing toward the end zone for Enos. It's incomplete. To the touchdown. Aaron Harris. Finally, Damian Charlie. 3rd and 3. 1st down. Chris Everly. Penn State at the Iowa 13. Harris. Not this time. Oh. Boy, that Damian Robinson is playing. Enos and Sloan. That is Nastasi in motion. Enos going the other way. Enos inside the 15 down. In the backfield. For the end zone, it's incomplete. Overthrown, and Nastasi is the holder. The kick is no good. Well, Iowa snap is much better, and so is the kick. So the penalty cost Iowa 5. Brett Conway. Richard Carter. That's Dwight in motion. Flag on the play. Steen for the Hawkeyes. Back at the 13. And that's Dwight in motion again. The handoff is to the up back. Aaron Grant. 2nd and about 7. Again, the up back. Granquist. Maybe a yard on the play. Banks in motion. Well, they're going to throw for it. And they're going to complete it for a 1st down to Aaron Granquist. Well, Sherman throwing on the run. Incomplete with 7 seconds left. Should be the last play of the 1st half. It will be. Tavian Banks has a few yards to his personal at University Park, where he fumbled it, and lo and behold, went right back into his hands. So here is Iowa. 1st possession of the 2nd half. Damian, Penn State a 2nd try at a missed field goal has given Penn State the 6-point lead. Here is the 1st play of the 2nd half. Tavian 6 as we begin the 2nd half. Tavian Banks to the 25. Just a burger in the I formation. Sherman's going to throw for it. Has a lot of time. Ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. Big Ten's leading punter, Nick Gallery. It's a high beauty off. Chris Campbell. Brought down from behind at the 40.
Yay!
Curtis Enos gets nothing. In his 26th year here. Graduated in 71. Never left. Robinson is lucky to get away. Enos is the deep back. Richardson to throw. Sideline. And it's complete to Joe Nastasi. Juravicius and Nastasi flanked out to the left side. He's going to pass to the left side and incomplete. Juravicius is flanked way out to the top of the screen. There he is. 2nd and 10 at the 37. That's Nastasi in motion. Going to hand it to Enos. Couldn't find a hole, and maybe 3rd and 9 at the 36. The ball is tipped at the line. Dwight is standing deep.
He's dangerous.
Every time he's touched the ball, something interesting has happened. This time, he's going to let it bounce, and it is going to bounce into the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Tavian Banks and Michael Berger are split. This is Banks. And Banks is brought patient this time. Oh, boy. That was Tim Dwight in motion. This play is not going to count for a but Iowa penalties, 6 of them for 50 yards. And Hayden Fry can't be happy about the signal. Finding Banks, and he loses yardage. Calling a play on the fly. Sideline. Nearly picked off, but it's Nick Gallery back at his own 15-yard line. Ball kind of drops at the 40 and out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Is moving east. Eberly and Harris in the I formation for Penn State. 1st and 10 at their own 34. That's Nastasi in motion. And Eberly with the ball. Eberly across the 30. Offensive coordinator for Penn State. Keeping it conservative, and this time Aaron Harris is buried for no gain. 3rd down, about 4. Out of the backfield, short of the 1st down. On 4th down and 1 at the 43. Darrell Hanya. High and short. Dwight with the fair catch at the 25-yard line.
Get the ball down the middle of the field.
Time they hand it off to Tavian. 2nd and 11 at the 25. Banks buried at the 20. Jed Dole was the man in motion. Pass is complete to the 20.
They're starting to take charge a little bit here.
Here's Gallery's punt. Sending Campbell back to his own 25-yard line. And down.
At least defensively they are.
1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Richardson has time and now throws it away. And 2nd and 10, Penn State at their own 38-yard line. Automatic being called by Wally Richardson. Enos gets nothing. Year. It's nice when you have somebody like Bobby Ingram to throw to. And down he goes. Matthews. Sorry, it was the best I could do under the circumstances.
I'll let it go.
Thank you. Got some running room. Demo Odoms still on his feet. And finally down at the 30-yard line. Passes and a fumble in the 1st half. Makes up for it in a big way in the 2nd half. Tavian Banks gets back to the line of scrimmage. He's in the slot to the left. And off to Banks running right. To the 30, a gain of just a couple to go. Sherman with a long drop. Throwing long for Dwight. Incomplete. Of 30.
48.
Make it 48 yards from the 38-yard line. Brian Hurley is blocked. It's loose. And Penn State takes over inside the 40.
Right down the middle. Yep. Yeah. Brandon Short comes right up the middle. Gets his hands on it.
Brandon Short has had a whale of a game. 3rd quarter. That's Nastasi in motion. Richardson overthrows 40-yard line of Iowa. Eberly and Harris in the backfield. And Eberly is thrown for a loss by Richardson throwing. complete. Darrell Kania to punt it away. Tim Dwight back in his own 10. That's a good punt. That's going to bounce, however, into the... with a minute and 21 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tavian Banks. He's got some room down the sideline. He's still on his feet. He's out of bounds. Rusher for Iowa has not played a down today. It's been all Banks. Sherman's pass, incomplete, intended for Penn. Sherman calling signal. An audible. Sideline. It's complete.
In the second half.
Sherman has had trouble completing passes. Had a lot of drops, too. That's Dwight in motion. Flag on the play. 2 flags on the play. Pass over the middle is complete to Michael Berger.
Snap.
Banks and Berger line up behind Sherman. And another automatic. Over the middle, it's incomplete. So Indiana's keeping it close. A lot closer than Michigan thought they would. And that's a heck of a punt by Nick Gallery. Sending Campbell back to his own 9. And he's back to the university. And Collins has done that. Enos, 20, leading Iowa by 6. This is the first play of the fourth quarter. Handoff is to the up-back. He really is.
Yeah, we knew him win.
And so is Curtis Enos, but not this time. Enos has brought carries in the second half and has yet to gain a yard. So they're going to throw it this time to Juravicius. And Juravicius gets back to the line of scrimmage. And Harris behind Richardson. And he's in trouble. The ball is loose. And I think Iowa's got it. They do.
Jared DeVries made the recovery, I believe, but I think the big hit is going to come from 15 Kerry Cooks. He comes in high from the outside and makes a big hit up top, knocks the ball loose, and once again, Iowa rolling the dice, coming with the blitz. Penn State not able to handle it, and Kerry
White is flanked to the top of the screen. First and 10 at the 32. Halfback pass is complete. Down to the 10-yard line and deep. That's the first time we've seen him this year. First and goal at the 8. Tavian Banks scores. Tavian Banks for 8 yards. Tavian Banks has had to handle the load today. Cedric Shaw has been unable to play. Now the extra point has given Iowa the lead, 21 to 2.
half.
They've rushed the ball 10 yards and still are 10 times and still looking for its first yard. Richardson's in trouble. Gets out of trouble and gains about 3. Clock continues to run. Handoff. Aaron Harris across the 35 and the 38-yard line. It's first and 10 for Penn State, trailing 21-20. And they haven't done much offensively here in the second half. Harris breaks a tackle, and he nearly burst that. Second down and 6. Enos is flanked to the bottom of the screen. Jason Slode is the only back. And religious young man. And a terrific football player. On 3rd and 6, Richardson is buried. And the ball is loose. But 4th down. And Darrell Kania is going to punt it away. Didn't get much that time. Floats out of bounds at their own 38-yard line. Berger and Banks in the I formation behind junior quarterback Matt Sherman. Here's Tavian Banks. Banks finds a seam across. Second down and 5 at the 43. Banks, well, he'll go over 100 yards. Just third down and 3. Sherman turns it up. He's not going to make it. Big 10 this year. It's low. It's going to bounce. And it's going to bounce inside the 10-yard line. Down. Jason slowed as the up back. Curtis Enos has the ball, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And Enos is the tailback. Richardson to throw. Long. Incomplete. To your picture there. Here's Richardson throwing, and it's complete to Juravicius out to the 19-20. Curtis Enos and Jason slowed in the I formation, and that is Nastasi in motion. Enos to the 25. Both teams each have their 3 timeouts remaining. Nastasi in motion to the top of the screen. Richardson in trouble. Big trouble. Finally gets rid of it. Oh, it's incomplete.
Holding on the offense. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
And one State back at their own 9, where this series of plays all began. Aaron Harris was it a 47-yard burst. It's still third down. And Richardson throwing sideline. Oh, it's incomplete. 1, Wisconsin. 0-2 in the Big Ten. They're playing well. And here's the punt. And Demo, Tavian Banks, the deep back. Gets nothing.
Get the ball back.
Second and 11 at the 40. Banks gains about third and 5. Sherman got Tim Dwight the first down. Demo Odoms and Tim Dwight are flanked down at the bottom of the screen. Handoff to the up back, Michael 41. Banks and Berger split behind Sherman. Dwight in motion. Flags fly. Banks turns the corner, another flag.
We have multiple fouls.
No kidding.
We have offside on the defense, which will be accepted and penalized 5 yards from the previous spot. We have a block in the back that's declined.
6. Tavian Banks gets back to the 37-yard line. It'll be third and about 7. Kim Herring made the tackle, the free safety.
And Tavian Banks is running hard. Got a great block that time by Matt Berger. Stayed in the middle of the field, running the clock now, Charlie. Under 3 minutes to go. Time for the Penn State fans to start getting a wee bit nervous. They got to start using their timeouts.
Tavian Banks, what a day. He has been the man in the backfield. Sherman with a lot of time. Now he's in trouble. Banks still on his feet. Very close to the first down, and he's Ryan Driscoll, the backup quarterback. It's a fake. And it's incomplete. Today's the day, but not based on that play. But perhaps based on this one. 19 at their own 24. Richardson steps up and gets out of bounds at the...
Have a shot on 4th down.
Watch out. Pass is complete to Enos. He's up 10 of 29.
And here they come.
This is the ball game for Penn State. That's Nastasi in motion. Iowa takes over on down. Joe Juravicius was the receiver. He was open. The pass from Richardson was overthrown.
We talked about the pressure. The pressure can make it tough on anyone. Look at all the guys that they have up here in the box. 9 of them. Man-to-man coverage here and a free safety. This is where he wants to go. They'll move it outside to get away from the pressure. Richardson doesn't get away from all the pressure, and he works on Juravicius right now. He wants him. He wants him. He's covered by Plez Atkins. Can't get the ball to him. There's your ball game.
Iowa has not beaten Penn State since 1983. Tavian Banks and Purdue with Ohio State for first place in the Big Ten. And there are flags a-flying. And football, Cedric Shaw did not play a lick today with injuries. So it was Banks who did the job, and he's come. All Mr. Sherman has to do is what he just did. And Iowa will go home with a 21-20 win over the Penn State Nittany Lions. That's a bunch of happy Hawkeyes. Career victories between them. 133 years of living. Man, that's some coaching. And this is some game. Iowa beats Penn State 21-20. For Rod Gilmore, Charlie Steiner saying goodbye from